It appeared a foregone conclusion until both Norwegian and Romanian Grand Prix put victory team's title march out of step. As the rest close in, it's time to get back into stride, or the dream might just be slipping away. Spanning many millennia, Egypt, the most mythical place on Earth. And now the land that first worshipped the sun is developing a present as magical as its past. Porto Marina Resort, jewel in the crown of the Amer Group and a stunning new gateway to the land of the mighty pharaohs. This weekend's visitors, however, are not here just to soak up the sun and legacies of old. The 2008 Class 1 World Powerboat Championship rolls into town with some pretty serious business on their agenda. In spite of being outgunned in Arundel and Constanta, Dubai's victory team remain top dogs. One more slip, though, and Sunday's headlines will change all that. With 3 Grand Prix to go, 60 points remain on the table for the winners. Any of the top 5 can still lift the world title.
I feel confident. I put Constanta race behind my mind, and I'm concentrating on today's race and this weekend. Hope we do good. The plan is to win the race. That's it. That's the plan.
Sheikh Hassan J. Al Thani arrives in town following the launch of his spectacular gas turbine Nortec Qatar Challenger, with which he hopes to set new endurance records. Still winless in the current campaign, however, it's back to Class 1.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the boat. Everything is, the boat performed exactly how we wanted it to be, and there was no surprises. Like I said, it was just, it was an error from my part. Just a matter of, going onto the wrong buoy.
Norway's Yachten are the in-form outfit. Wins in the last 2 rounds has created serious momentum.
You're now in the race for the World Championship. You must be excited by that.
Oh yes, for me it was not the plan when I started to be so. The team was so good, but all the team do a very good job on the boat.
Kolbjorn Salmer and Gianpaolo Montevocchi lead the Italian charge.
We finish all the races. Now we have 3 important races for us because we are waiting new propellers for Dubai and new engines. But we don't risk like last year during the pole position.
While Italy's other team, Nicola Giorgi and Giorgio Minuzzi, are looking to spice up their rankings.
Finally we got to some point and we proved that at least the engine were reliable, and we are quite happy to finish the race and to collect some points.
Spain have added a second boat to their team. Ex-World Championship winning Spirit of Norway is now Spirit of Spain, crewed by Sergio Moro Carrasco and Giovanni Carpatella. And Roscioli Hotels' Ahmed Al-Sawadi and Mohammed Abdelkader Ahmed. And he's back. Chris Parsonage returns.
It was unfortunate Bard couldn't make it for this race. He had other commitments, so Billy very kindly said he'd jump in with us. So, we're going to go out and have a bit of fun.
Formidable lineup. Right then, after years of dominance in Class 1, the screaming V12 engine might finally just have met its match with the arrival of the thundering V8. Rory Stokes has been looking into the pros and cons of who is choosing what and why.
The main fundamental difference between the V12s and the V8s is the V8s are supercharged and the V12s are naturally aspirated. Both have restrictors to limit the power, whereas the supercharged engines have the addition of a boost control valve, which restricts the maximum amount of power that they can produce.
For the moment now, the V12s are the best package, but it looks the way, for the future, that probably the V8 is going to be the most powerful package that is out there.
What do you think the parity is like?
they're right there. The Lamborghinis are a little heavier. They have a little bit more horsepower, but then again, they don't build the torque that we do. So they have a little more power. We have a little bit more torque, and we're a little lighter. So to me, the lighter weight gives you a little bit more room to play with in the boat too.
They're just different types of engines. They produce power differently. Certain engines will favour certain courses. There will never be what they call true parity. It's impossible.
Sounds to me like you pays your money and you takes your chance. But it is a big issue and we'll be following it closely. So to the EDOX pole position shootout of critical significance. Can Qatar and Norway stop the victory bandwagon getting back on track? No easy way. Sea states in this area of the Mediterranean seldom friendly, as you've just seen. But it is the boys in blue who set the pace. Championship leaders Mohammed Al-Mari and Nader bin Hendi, number 1, 2.9 seconds quicker than Meher bin Sanchez, number 7. But while the victory boats take 2 of their permitted 4 laps to bang the gong, Qatar 96 take just 1. Sheikh Hassan and Steve Curtis in 3 minutes 23.26 seconds put themselves out of sight. After 2 days of mechanical nightmare and just 3 practice laps, Ingebrigt Arbach and Jorn Tamberg finally managed to pull a rabbit out of the hat, and it is a plump one. 0.08 of a second quicker than Victory 7 put them in 3rd. The rest, however, struggle, with onshore winds whipping up the Med into a seething cauldron. Abdullah Ossolati and Matteo Nicolini, Qatar 95, Colbjorn Selmer and Gianpaolo Montevocchi, Foresti and Sawadi, and Chris Parsonage and Billy Moore, Negotiator 50, all failed to reproduce their practice form, admitting to going out initially with the wrong setups for the conditions and then standing no chance when the sea state deteriorated further. Qatar 95, the pick of that particular bunch, 3 minutes 40.84 seconds, 3.59 quicker than Negotiator, and a cool 6.78 up on Foresti and Sawardi. 7-11 are the only team brave enough to go for a full house of 4 laps. 4 minutes 7.64 seconds though is only good enough for 8th ahead of Roscioli Hotels, Roma, Al Suwaidi and Abdelkader Ahmed. Frustration too for Spirit of Spain in the pits, replacing an engine blown in morning practice. So this is how they line up. Qatar 96 in top spot, but less than 4 seconds separate the next 4, with Negotiator and Foresti Sawardi dangerously close. With most boats suffering some sort of damage, repairs continue backstage well into the night. While front of house, the rest can sit back, relax, and enjoy Porto Marina in full flow. So to live on race day then, the team's just starting to leave the shelter of the lagoon for the rather less friendly environment beyond. With the news that although sea conditions are a little less hostile than yesterday, a storm course will be run. 7.5 kilometre laps instead of 8, 4 turns instead of 5, total distance reduced to 150 kilometres, but a challenging journey nonetheless. Stand by, the 2008 Class 1 Egyptian Grand Prix is next. Welcome back. The impressive Porto Marina resort in the heart of famed El Alamein, Egypt, in all its glory, awaiting the start of the 6th round of the 2008 Class 1 World Powerboat Championship. The 10 fastest Class 1 boats in the world assembled for the customary rolling start, awaiting the raising of the green flag aboard the Nortex Supercat. And then the brutal 5-kilometre drag race to turn 1. That's it! Go! 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 A colossal explosion of power! From 80 to 200 kilometres an hour, a power curve that's faster than a Formula 1 racing car! Not quite that pace, of course, in these conditions, but sensational none the same! Qatar 96 pole position ahead of Victory 1. Qatar 95 already challenging Victory 7. turned, riding with Victory 7, Victory 1 on their right. Oh, and this is a superb start for Oscillati and Nicolini 95. On the right of your picture there, edging both Dubai boats on the approach to turn 1, looking for second place. Yachting from third on pole, already behind the top 4. 95 trying to slip in ahead of Victory 1. Oh, nice try. But Nada bin Hendy and Mohammed Al Mari aren't top of the leaderboard for nothing. Razor sharp on that exit. Unruffled, they hold on for now. Yachting completely out of sorts are 5th. Bresti, Sawardi are 6th. And the sea conditions certainly not as lively as envisaged. Oh, tricky nevertheless. Sloppy water, no pattern. Not rough enough quite to risk easing up. And probably the most difficult and dangerous racing conditions of all. On board Victory 1, Qatar 96 ahead. Sheikh Hassan and Steve Curtis, a win or at least a finish ahead of both Victory boats, essential to keep their title bid alive. Porto Marina turn coming up, heading for home, 96 lead, Victory 1 second, Qatar 95 third, Victory 7 fourth. Now 5th for Yachting, 3rd on the grid, and like both Qatar boats in need of high-ranking points to keep the title dream alive. Negotiator behind them in 6th. Montevoc's Salma, Bresti Sawardi trailing in 7th. So, end of lap 1 then. Qatar 96 just starting to edge away. Perfect scenario in their attempt to salvage something from a relatively gloomy campaign so far. Much to play for. Should 1995 or 96 finish 1st, 2nd and 3rd between them, with both Victory team boats in the lower order, the top 5 would be virtually level on points going into the final 2 rounds. If either Qatar 95 or Yachting win, with Victory boats failing to finish, then they would leapfrog to the top. But here's the big plus for Dubai. If Victory 1 wins and neither 95, 96 or 90 finish in the top 2, they kind of hand the trophy to the Dubai team. Big game, high stakes. 10 kilometres completed, 140 left to endure. Whoa, and Qatar 95 still on the case, pushing Victory 1 all the way. Oh, but more trouble here for Yachting. Parsonage and Moore negotiate to 50, finding their feet after dropping to 7th at 1 point. And they're rocking and rolling now into 5th place. Behind them, Bresti and Sawardi have replaced them in 7th. There they were. 7-11 in that little group. And Spirit of Spain close up behind in 8th and 9th. Well, let's look at the lap times. 96, 2 minutes, 24.10. Victory 1, 2:28.74. Qatar, 2 minutes, 31.70. Victory 7, 2:32.67. And Negotiator, 2 minutes, 37.14 seconds. Ahmed Al Suwaidi and Mohammed Abdul Qadir Ahmed, Roscioli Hotels, 3 minutes, 24.66 seconds, are 10th. It's a bumpy old day. Victory 1 still running 2nd. Oh, but not without their moments. Qatar 95 hot on their heels, stoking up the boilers, fighting for survival in the title chase. It's gritty stuff. Same as Stern, Montevoc and Salmar, 8 on the scent now of Yachting on the right. Oh, and this is not going to be a problem. It's getting better by the minute for the Italian. But desperate times for the Norwegians. A major mechanical problem for sure. Dropping dramatically off the pace. 7-11 and Spirit of Spain complete the route. And that's the end for the newly crowned European champions. Ingebrigt Arbach and Jorn Tamberg. So elated 4 weeks ago, but now reduced to spectators here as the rest file past, leaving the Big Four now to fight it out for the sport's most coveted prize, the Sam Griffith Trophy. World title dream finito for the winners of the last 2 Grand Prix. That's a great shame. Oh, and goodbye too for 7-Eleven. Giorgi and Manuzzi also grinding to a halt. Big disappointment for them too. Negotiator though, still on the up, 5th place and taking a long lap. Just let me remind you, each team has to take 2. It's an extension of the normal lap at the northwesterly marks, A and B, adding around 35 seconds to a normal lap time. If conditions roughen up as the race progresses, it could be a smart move taking them this early. Parsons and Moore will drop places behind Foresti, Suardi and Spur de Spain, but then will pick it up again and maybe ultimately increase the advantage when those boats take theirs. Roscioli, 8th place now, following the loss of 90 and 18. 50 of the 150 kilometres completed. Qatar 96. Last lap, 2 minutes, 24.80 seconds. Fastest of the race so far. 2.18 seconds quicker than Victory 1 in 2nd place. The gap increases to over 13 seconds. Qatar 95, 2 minutes 30.83. Stay put in 3rd. Dropping back from that early assault on Victory 1, gap now 3.85 seconds, but 4.13 seconds ahead of Victory 7. There they are. Victory team boss Gianfranco Venturelli tense but unstressed. His team on course for the world title. Norway's challenge has gone and only Qatar now stand in his way. And how good was this? Looking back at the start, Victory 1 under immense pressure from the hard-charging Qatar 95. Wavering momentarily, but never buckling, and that might just prove to be a pivotal point in this season. Great stuff. Back live, long lap then from Montevocchi and Salma, and number 8, Foresti, Suardi, Veneta Marina to give them their full title. Negotiator also take their 2nd long lap. So up ahead, Carpatella and Carrasco, Spur de Spain on a normal race lap, but with both long laps to complete, move temporarily into 5th place. Negotiator on the exit run of their final long lap in 7th. First race for Al Suwaidi and Abdelkader Ahmed. Not easy for them, propping up the leaderboard at the moment. But let's go back to the sharp end. 80 kilometres left, 8 boats remaining, and Qatar 96 leading the way with another fastest lap as the fuel load lightens. 2 minutes 22.33 seconds, but this time only 13/100ths of a second quicker than Victory 1. The closest that's been since the green flag set them all on their way. Qatar 95 a 3rd, Victory 7 4th. This is the battle for 5th, and Montevocchi, fancying his chances here, has pulled a level 2 seconds out of Spur de Spain on the last sector. And easy pickings for the Italian boat. The Spanish, with very little resistance, moved back to 6th place. Behind them on board with Victory 1. Oh, not as simple for Amari and Ben Hendy. Lapping Negotiator in the pursuit of 96. Parsonage and Moore making them work for every metre. Mission accomplished reasonably comfortably in the end, with a couple of moments there. Nothing simple on a sea that looks a good deal less hostile than it is for real. From the colour of the water you can see it's shallow. No real wave patterns, and always the chance of an odd rogue upsurge sealing your destiny. Averaging just about half normal top speed there. Negotiator then, another massive lap, 2 minutes 33.50 seconds this time. Picking off Montevocchi and Salma to move back into 5th. The Italians coming off a long lap. Parsonage and Moore currently the 3rd fastest boat on the course. Spirit of Spain stays 7th. Useful debut though for Carpatella, deputising for Domenico Cirilli on this occasion. Ahead of Roscioli Hotels, still falling back in 8th place. So, first long lap then for the leaders, Qatar 96. Victory One behind them, also taking their first. 15 seconds behind 96. But with both 8 Foresti, Sawardi and Negotiator on normal laps here, heading down the straight, this could be a wee problem for the championship leaders. Qatar 96 are through. Negotiator and Foresti, Sawardi follow. And Victory One are going to be isolated behind them. Well, I'm not sure if that was a smart move. Any thoughts of overtaking Qatar team now will have to be put on hold. In fairness, not totally imperative for Victory One to win today. Second will keep their title bid on track. A lot of history, though, between the two Middle East neighbours. Neither ever happy at all about finishing second to the other. Qatar 95 remain in third. Still in there, trying to somehow get back on terms with Victory One. And that's the end for Spirit of Spain 88. All the good debut work comes to a grinding halt. The leaders flash through. Their lead now up to 20 seconds. 95 also pulling 20 seconds out of Victory One. A good lap for Qatar as sea conditions just starting to pick up a little now. Victory 7 off their long lap, hold on to fourth. The impassive face of team boss Venturelli masking, I suspect, considerable excitement now as this race goes on and his team ease towards the title. Negotiator 5th, closing now on 7th in 4th. Montevocchi and Salmar safe in 6th. Roscioli, Roma, long way back still in 7th. Oh, and that is 96! On the exit of their second and final long lap, a crippling loss of power. Victory One thunder past. The pivotal point of the 2008 World Championship is definitely reached now. Well, they like that on board Victory One. Game, set and match, and despondency at Qatar team. So much gone in the blink of an eyelid. Qatar 95 left to carry the flag behind both victory boats. Great effort here from Oscillating and Nicolini, but surely not enough now. Victory 7 move up to second. Sheikh Hassan and Steve Curtis will try and nurse 96 home for a few desperate points.
It's definitely an engine problem, so...
It's been a bit of a season like that for you.
Whew, tell me about it. I mean, I can't wait really to get back home to Norway now and get the other baby who's in the workshop ready for next year. To kick some ass again.
Oh, and it's getting worse. That's 95 grinding to a halt. Joining the Qatar casualty list. Curtains for them too. It's Montenegro revisited. Now, definitely a victory team day. Well, I'll take nothing from them. Amarian Bin Hendy, number 1, refusing to concede position in those first kilometres, keeping on the pressure throughout. Well, it may or may not have been contributory to the Qatar 96 breakdown, but it is impressive nonetheless. Speaking of which, how about this as a contender for Driver of the Day? Chris Parsonage and Billy Moore, Negotiator, back off a long layoff and into a podium position now. But they'll need to watch the mirrors. On the run into the finish flag, Montevocchi and Salmar also with a sniff of bronze, piling in behind. Al-Suwaidi and Abdelkader Ahmed determined to at least reach the finish line. They're battling on. But it is all over. The checkered flags are out. Victory team celebrations can begin. With 2 races left, they have moved to within a whisker of lifting the world title for the 2nd successive year. After 5 barren years, the trophy returned to Dubai in 2007. And now, for the want of a few points, it will stay there. Victory 7 are second. Parsonage and Moore bringing Negotiator home for a brilliant third. Montevocchi and Selma right behind them in 4th. There they are. It has been an extraordinary race and one that has surely sealed this current World Championship. A finishing order that makes dismal reading for the fans in Doha, but one that will delight the entire Emirate of Dubai, and I'm sure brighten up the odd cold winter night in England.
Fantastic race, it was great fun, you know what I mean? It's a great place to race here, and the water is very, very dodgy, and you got to watch everything. But you know, it was great fun out there.
You're having a great season.
More than great also. We will see in Dubai, inshallah. We'll be.
And you're going home to make a victory 1-2.
Inshallah.
Surely the title now is coming home.
Yeah, it is. We were behind 96. We were playing a good tactic. We were waiting, not pushing it that hard. So when the time came, we pushed it. We got number one. Thank you.
I feel more relaxed, less fever in my head. But 2 races again, and 40 points. Anything can happen, but we will do our best to try to defend our position.
4 points then from 2 races, the target for victory 1. Team boss Venturelli, I think a bit tongue-in-cheek there, inferring it ain't over yet. Sorry, Gianfranco, it is really.
Victory 1.
And that's it from a sunny, warm and extremely hospitable Porto Marina. Dubai is your next tour stop. See you there.